owner, and this is going to be the inaugural version of the Business Babe video interview series, and we're kicking it off here at Kitten Retro. Yay. We're in downtown Phoenix. All the information for the shop is going to be listed below, so you can check it out online or come visit Pim's beautiful, wonderful place. So
can I dress up with
us? So I'm just going to ask you a few questions.
Sure.
So the first one would be, what is your name, which I already gave away, and also what is your title and what do you do?
Okay, so I'm the owner. We've been open for 6 months now, so it's definitely still a brand new business. But I do everything from accounting to buying merchandise to setting up displays, changing mannequins, anything and everything that has to do with operating the business. It's
So
all me.
Pretty much a one-woman show.
Yes.
I like it. I can definitely relate to that. So let's see. I'm going to lean over here. Okay. When did the business start? Even though you just kind of answered that, can you give us a little background on how it started?
Yeah, so we opened the doors July 16th of 2014, but all of the preliminary work takes many, many months.
Right.
So I started working on my business plan in February of 2014. It took several months to write the business plan, and then we had to start scouting to look for location.
Right.
So I looked, lots of different areas across the valley, trying to find a place that I thought would be a good fit for this type of business. So that took several months. I signed the lease here in May, and then we had to work on the space for a while. So July 16th is when we opened.
Awesome. I think you definitely found a good place. I feel like it fits in with the area like perfectly, all the shops that are on.
I really wanted it to be complementary and not competitive to the other shops in this neighborhood. So everybody else in this neighborhood does true vintage, so I'm the only one in the neighborhood that does reproduction vintage. Okay. So that way I think we are very complementary to each other.
What do you mean when you say reproduction vintage?
So everything in the store, with the only exception is the jewelry, is reproduction vintage. So it's brand new merchandise, but it's based on vintage styles. Okay. And sometimes it's like a direct reproduction of a garment or an item, and other times it's sort of like inspired by, and sometimes it can be a combination of different styles that are vintage, but brand new items, but just, originally kind of conceptualized as vintage.
Yeah. And that's great because for anybody that's ever gone vintage shopping, when you find a beautiful dress, but it's too big, too small,
right,
can be a bummer. So this way, when you find the beautiful dress, even if you don't have the right size, you can get the right size. It makes it a lot better, and you still look like you're right vintage.
Well, and the fits were so different in vintage styles, whether it's the 20s or the 40s or the 60s, the cuts were so very different, and they wore a lot of, undergarments, foundation garments that were totally different than what we wear today, so that they could really cinch in that waist.
Right.
And so the new products have, the benefit of being made with stretchy fabrics. We get to leverage the benefits of our time. We got lycra and spandex, which they just didn't have.
Yeah, exactly. So awesome. All right. Okay, so is your gig here full-time? Do you do anything else to make your money?
It is full-time. So I work at the shop usually every day. Sometimes I have help.
I work here too, disclaimer.
Yes. But it is definitely my full-time job. And so the store is open 6 days a week, but even on my one day off a week, I'm usually doing kitten-related business, whether it's accounting or running around working on decorations or inventory or whatever.
Yeah,
so it's definitely an obsession.
Yeah.
And the social media aspect of it is 24/7. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I've replied to Facebook questions or Instagram questions at like 11:30 at night.
Yeah.
Because I think, people want to know that you're available, and so once you make yourself available, then it's kind of
you have to be available.
Then you're available all the time.
I definitely understand that. I'm the same way. I want to answer emails right away, answer questions right away. But then when you don't, people are like, "She's done." You're like, "No, I just needed to watch TV for 1 hour. I'm sorry." Awesome. Okay, let's see. All right. So, what does your best work day look like?
Oh my gosh. I love to help girls. So when they come in, if they're a super girly girl and they get it and they immediately want to start playing dress up, we'll bring in 30 garments and gloves and shoes and handbags, and they'll stand there taking selfies all day. I've had mothers and daughters come in and spend hours. It's just so fun.
Yeah.
But those are the girls that already sort of are in the zone and they understand it.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of a day is when I have someone who's a little bit tentative and they're they're new to this kind of style, or they're new to the concept of vintage styling, and they'll come in and they'll like dip a little toe in, you know, they'll say, okay, I'm gonna try on one thing.
Yeah.
And then they come out of the fitting room and they're standing a little bit different and they're kind of walking around and spinning, and I'll say, it's okay to take selfies, and then they'll go up to the mirror and start snapping away, and then they'll say, okay, there was one other one I saw that I want to try on, so I'll bring them something else, and then I'll bring them gloves and a handbag, and then they'll emerge from the dressing room and see themselves in the mirror in this totally different look, and then they get really excited, and that's so fun, and they can really see the whole package and have so much fun with it. So the sort of transformation stories are like incredible.
I can definitely relate to that, doing photo shoots. It's crazy to see girls, you know, I ask them to come without, you know, makeup on so that they have a fresh face, and then, you know, they have their hair just straight or whatever pulled back, and then it's like to go from that and then you get the wardrobe. It's just so fun. It's like just seeing somebody else feel beautiful just like makes you feel all beautiful.
Yes. I think my favorite comments that I've gotten have been a girl who thinks of herself as a tomboy, and she spent a lot of time in the store, and by the time she was leaving, she said, I never feel girly, but now I like to feel girly.
That's awesome.
I always feel girly when I'm here. So
That's
is just amazing.
That's good.
So fun.
I love it. Okay, so on the other side of the token, what does a kind of crummy work day look like?
I would say just if the store is dead, you know, and there's nobody to interact with, because I love the human aspect of this. So if it's dead, you know, like right now it's January, it's kind of a downtime in the industry as a whole. You know, we're recovering from the holidays, people, their budgets are spent. So it's just kind of a slow period. But I always try to turn that around and figure out how can I make this day mine. And so then I start planning ahead, thinking about spring, what are we going to do, events, ways to reach out, ways to continue to be part of the community. So always just trying to flip that and see the positive.
And take it to a positive. Awesome. Love it. What are you the most proud of for your business? Like, what is the one thing that you've just been like an accomplishment or something that's happened that just...
I really love being part of the community. I love being a place where people come to feel happy. And I have repeat customers now, thankfully, that say, like, they really look forward to coming here on a Saturday. I have one gal who's a tap dancer, and she said that she'd been having a horrible week, and she came in and she played dress up for a couple hours. I don't even know if she bought anything that day, but it was just like a safe, happy place for her to come and feel girly and feel like she can have fun and feel like it's going to be a positive experience and no pressure. And that is huge. That's the way to be part of the community for me.
Definitely. You definitely are. Who do you feel is like your biggest supporter, backs you like no matter what?
Oh my gosh, I have a million of them. I'm incredibly lucky.
That's
you
amazing.
For one. My husband is amazing.
Awesome.
My kids, just all my friends, and the customers that keep coming back. Anytime a customer comes back, I think of that as like just a huge win. That they felt that positive, happy vibe, and that they wanted to come back is just great. And that's the support that I live for.
Having a lot of support is like the best feeling. I feel like I'm very lucky too, because I feel like I do talk to people that, you know, are trying to pursue their endeavor or already are, and they like maybe don't have like that, and I just feel like I have it in spades. I feel the same way. I'm like, I have these wonderful clients that come back to me. The same way my fiance, I'm like, I could do no wrong in his eyes when it comes to my business, and I'm sitting here going like, what am I doing? And he just keeps, it's like so great to have that. It makes it so much easier.
It's a big deal.
It is.
For sure.
What is the thing that distracts you the most or like causes you to procrastinate?
Oh gosh.
Or are you just perfect?
I
think you might just be perfect. I've known you for a while.
No, very far from perfect. Gosh, I think sort of overthinking things. I kind of do think of myself as like an idea fountain, and I get really excited about stuff. So like right now,
I can relate to that.
We were working on the spring calendar, and you know, we start like bouncing ideas off of each other, we get really excited, and we start thinking of like a million ideas, and then I sort of get lost like up in the clouds, and I can get easily distracted just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do 8,000 things for the business. Okay, but what do I really need to focus on?
And what's first?
And what's first, and how do you prioritize and make that list really work for you?
Definitely. Yeah,
that's an issue.
Yeah, I was going to say Facebook, but actually more so Instagram. Instagram
is a wonderful distraction.
Yeah, it really is.
So fun.
Awesome. So That's all the questions I have, but I want you to tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh yeah, okay, so the store is physically located at 4624 North 7th Avenue in Phoenix. So this is the Melrose Vintage neighborhood. You can park, we have a parking lot behind, you can park on the street, and you can walk the whole neighborhood, which is super fun. We're about to enter like the most beautiful time of year in Phoenix. And, you know, take a day and just have a lot of fun and see some cool stuff that you would never see at the mall.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook as Kitten Retro Glamour. I'm on Instagram as @KittenRetro. And then we do have a web store, and it's just kittenretroglamour.com, and you can shop there 24/7.
You mean I could shop anytime?
You can get
that
your
was a cheesy plug, but I had to.
fix on anytime.
Awesome, and I'm gonna list all those things that you just gave us below. So if you didn't hear like the spelling or the address, all of that. So definitely come check out the shop if you're in Phoenix at all. If you live here, you should be here all the time. It's great to be able to try on instead of buying on the website and not being sure if it fits.
Right.
And if you come in, the size isn't right,
we can order it.
So
we do tons of special
it's
orders.
a wonderful, beautiful place. So definitely come visit, and thank you for watching.
Thanks. Yeah.